Hello and welcome to Beanie Now, a podcast about independent game development. I'm your host, Tobiah Marks, and with me today is Cosa Entertainment. Hey guys,
Hey,
why don't you introduce yourselves?
how is everything? I'm Victor Velasco. I'm like the founder, game design, did some sprites on the music of the game, and
My name is Alex Chuk. I am currently working as PR in this company, and I joined like recently, right before this GDC Next.
Very cool. Yep, we're recording live at GDC Next, so it's, I guess, November 3rd as of recording right now. So why are you guys here at the show?
we just want to show our game. Is in fact the first time that we show gameplay of this game. The name is Klaus, Klaus. Yeah, I did it right.
Mhm.
Nice. So yeah, we're just showing this game. Is coming summer 2015 for PS4 and PS Vita. So yeah, we're just showing it to the people.
Very cool. So why don't we take a step back at first?
Okay.
Why do you guys make games in the first place?
Well, in my case, I just want to create experience for people. I just love to see people enjoying something different, right? Experience new things, in that way. Something that can work as escapism, but also as entertainment in a way, right? So,
I've been always interested in storytelling, and I believe games offer an incredible chance of that in more ways than almost any other media, because it allows this interactive level. And honestly, I had it was a lucky streak because I just joined the same filmmaking program Victor did, and then I just found out he's into games, that he already made some games, and I was glad to join this team and promote the game because I really believe in it. It's a great product. So
Yeah, so let's talk about how you guys met. You were both in film school.
yeah. We both came out here to Burbank actually to go to film school because we're both into that. And basically we met. We go to the same class. It's a master's program, and we just met there. We found out we have similar interests. We worked several times together on short films, and then I found out that Victor was developing this project Klaus. But this was before I didn't know it was going to go on PlayStation and everything, but it was so interesting, this concept. So that just drew me close to Victor as a creative entity.
So Victor, when did you start Klaus?
Klaus goes back to 2012. There was this contest of Square Enix Latin America, and they asked to just build a game for mobile platforms or web. I had an idea of a game that I just wanted to make. I had very clear at that point that I don't want like buttons on the screen on mobile platforms and all of that. So it has to be like very intuitive. The concept was just to move more the environment than the actual character. And I had a background of filmmaking and system engineer also. So all of that just mixed up. At that point, I was doing a course of electronic music. So everything just mixed together at the same time and just create this weird
You got
thing.
all the tools, right?
Exactly. So it was perfect. At that point, I was like, along with that concept, just trying to convince people, like, please, could you come to the team? Let's make a video game. That's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a good journey. And finally, only 2 people apply. they just, and most of them, because they were my friends and they believed in me, and I really appreciate it. It's Ginari Sarra and Alessandro Garcia. Ginari Sarra, aka Tuqueque. Okay. And then we just start developing the game. I did the art. The other one, Ginari Saro helped with the level design. We just love to make games, and it was great because we were like so naive in a way. So it was a pure product, of just experimenting new things.
I guess none of you had ever made a game before.
I previously did like XNA game just for my thesis for system engineer.
All right, so you had messed around a little bit with it.
Yeah. That was my passion. I actually studied system engineer for video games, and it really worked out the thesis. So this was like the next gen. But the funny thing is like we did this version for Android, and I didn't have an Android. I just took the call like, okay, I don't have for currency problems in my country. I cannot buy for the iOS membership, so I just can work in Android because I want to do something touch that is not what is on the market. So it really worked well. We developed the game like in 3 4 months, just meeting stress, a lot of stress and all of that, and we were selected from 1,000 teams that just applying there. We were the only ones in Venezuela. So then they select like 10 games. Finally, after a promotion campaign and all of that, the support of a lot of people, because we were the only game from Venezuela that was there. We just won the excellent prize. It's the second place, but I prefer to say it excellent prize. It sounds better for marketing. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you guys made it in Unity?
No, that first version was very primitive. We did it in Java with a library called libgdx and all of that. It was for Android, and we didn't have like we just love to experiment all the time with new tools. So, yeah, after we won that contest, I don't know, can I proceed to the next phase of how?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to lead to. So you want, okay, let's continue.
Oh yeah,
this.
now this story is a little bit long, but yeah, we're going to the point. After that, we just realized, okay, we won this contest, we won some money, so we just decided, okay, let's just fund the company, let's just try how is the market. So we tried to make an iOS game, and just to try the market and how was everything, right?
And so you redid it in Unity in order to do that, or did you have another middle step?
In this one, we didn't use libgds and Java, but we just tried with other tools that were in the market. Is Construct 2. And it's pretty good just to make simple games and all of that, and it worked very well just to put it in the iOS and Android market. Unfortunately, I mean, the development process of this game called Electric is not available right now. The development process was just 3 months, but it was hard work, and just to try the market. And we realized like a lot of things in the mobile platforms that I really appreciate. Like a lot of games on mobile platforms, I play some mobile games, but like sometimes just there is so much competition, like with the release date, the marketing, all of that. We just had some talks with some investor, and they just want like monetization and all of that. And so you just care more about the marketing than the making the game. And it's perfectly fine if you go for mobile platforms, and I think that has a lot of potential. After that, well,
You just wanted you had that traditional controller feel. Right, for the game, you didn't want to have to worry about like those weird touch controls.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's not that new, the touch controls, but it's newer.
It's not made for platformers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The bottom line is that the touch. There are so many platformers on touch just because people love platformers because they're used to a controller, but it's not something that would have been invented if we started with touchscreens.
You're absolutely right, because you need like this feedback that you're actually pressing a button, in order to have a immediate feedback, not just visual feedback, also just feeling it, in your fingers.
So how did you get involved in PlayStation?
After that, we just say, okay, iOS doesn't work for us neither, because the game went so bad. So we just decide, okay, let's send this mail to this plan of incubation that is in PlayStation Latin America. And they answered to us. We found the company and all of that, and they just sent to us a PlayStation Vita dev kit at that point. Then I had to move to here just to complete my studies of a master in fine arts in filmmaking in New York Film Academy. And right now, and so yeah, just with these two passions, right, filmmaking and video games. And finally, it was easier in here to just receive all the dev kits and all of that. We received the PlayStation Vita dev kit, so we went to a dev convention that was from PlayStation developers of Latin America. It was on June of this year. We just show a first version of Klaus that it was too similar to the previous Klaus. You know, it has a lot. It had a lot of touch controls, kind of things, and but we didn't like. We had a lot of feedback about that when we learned about a lot about that experience, and now this is like the first time that we have a different, like a gameplay that I think that all of us in the team we feel so proud about it, because we managed to combine the touch controls with the traditional control scheme. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, and then when I was there, yeah, I met Alex in the program, and we shared a passion for video games, and it was pretty amazing. Like we just talk like, oh, Fez, Guacamole, oh yeah, this game, this game, this game. And we knew all the games, and we just shared a lot of stories. I don't know. One fun moment was when we play PT trailer of Silent Hill together. That was amazing. Yeah, just
So are you guys entirely self-funded? Did you ever get an investor or?
Actually, right now we have an investor that is like helping us with some funds and everything, but it's not something like really big. It's something more just to be able to finish the game. So how can I say, we can make the game with this amount of money, but definitely if we manage to, we can do a bigger game if we can have like more time of development, and more money will mean more time of development. It's just for having more time. It's not a matter of new tools of all of that, because we in the team were very comfortable with each other. I think.
Have you guys been to a game developers conference before, or is this your first one?
Actually, for me, this is like the first one in of game developer conference. Yeah, this is the first one. Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, this is my first conference overall.
So, first gaming like related conference, even?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because you know, I've always been into, as I said, into visual storytelling, and I just didn't. I went from a way different background than Victor did, so it was more of a, you know, humanities kind of stuff, like political science and law, and so I had a big change in my life, and then this is definitely my first convention that I've been on, and in this capacity especially.
So what would you say was the biggest thing that you've learned so far at the convention?
At a convention, I learned it's the small things, like watching people play the game. It was been a very rewarding experience as far as what you learn about gameplay mechanics and how people see games. Mm-hmm. So it helps me.
Yeah, playtesting is so critical.
Yeah, and it's just interesting observing them. You know, it's kind of weird that you're just standing behind them. It's like watching them play, but you learn so much because you see how the hardcore gamers react. You see how the gamers react, like normal gamers, and you see how casual people. Like everyone has these different approaches, and it's really interesting seeing them and like getting some information from that.
Is there anything that you've seen that's like totally surprised you, like people who got something that you didn't think they would get, or they were stuck somewhere that you thought was super easy?
Well, I was surprised by how difficult a lot of people found the demo. It was, I understood it in the beginning as, you know, there were more casual players here, so they don't really play that much. But it was, some areas were really baffling, like the saw areas. A lot of people were having trouble there. But then some people had these, like you had a majority of the demographic doing the same stuff over and over, but then a couple of people like just going to different areas first where they wouldn't necessarily be drawn to. So that's what I saw as interesting in a couple of examples.
Yeah, because you get used to your own development, and well, of course you have to go this way, or of course that's the main path. And people have different choices. People, figure out different things.
Exactly, and
especially when it comes to difficulty, because you are not a good judge of your own game's difficulty.
No, definitely. I mean, I feel like what I'm learning is the more you're investing yourself in a game, the less you're able to judge, like how the players are gonna be, unless you're watching them constantly, because you're losing contact with this new feeling of the game more and more. So you're never gonna have this feeling again because you're so invested.
Have you been like taking notes as people write down and like, okay, I'm going to remove that for sure?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, during the play and then afterwards, I asked them a couple of questions, if they have any comments, and we actually had some amazing feedback. and a lot of little things that could be fixed, and on many levels. It just the game, but the best thing is what I realized is how how amazing this product is that we have, because everyone, the first thing they said, even just by not playing, was how polished it was. And this
Yeah,
is,
the game looks really,
yeah.
really polished.
Yeah, and it's just that immediately struck me. That's the first comment everyone says, and then
Yeah, well,
of
they're used to
course.
playing like a lot of games
Yeah.
in rough beta,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it just stuff's not quite right around the edges, and your art style is really, really vivid. You got
Yeah.
a really striking
Yeah.
black and white, and that having those smooth lines
Yeah.
definitely makes it pop out in a really good way.
Exactly. And I just want to add this. People who played the game, like, they're surprised that it's coming out in only summer 2015. So that's just a testament to how good it looks right now, because people think it's already done.
Mhm.
Like, with the level of just detail and everything, they just think it's done. So it's like just coming out next month or whatever. But it's so that's cool. Like, I think we're in a great track with that.
Very awesome.
I just would like to say, because if no, they will kill me. Like, this amazing work is not like only us on all of that. Like Jinari Sara, like she helped us in the level design and producing everything. The main programmer is called Luis Vieira, and he's an amazing programmer. We're using Unity. I don't know if we said it before.
Yep.
The background artist is Alex Delgado, and we have helped a lot. And Alessandro Garcia is also helping us a lot. He was one of the developers of the original Klaus too, so the same thing is for this new Klaus.
So how many people would you say are on the team right now?
Specifically, and Jorge Horta is doing the sound design. I shouldn't forget him. Yeah, he will kill me. Calvo. Yeah. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're like 8, 7 people. Yeah, I
It's
say
a pretty
it was-
good sized team at this point. And how much that changed the dynamic of working together, going from like 3 people to 8?
Wow, it's yeah, that's a good question, because it's unbelievable. Before I did all the code, all the art, so it was like me and my own world and me and my own schedule, right? For saying away. Right now, it's more of it is just taking decisions, like should this be in the game, and just managing like all these departments, for saying away. I know that this department is just conformed by just one person, maybe like the background artist or the programmer, but definitely it makes a difference in your workflow, right? Now you should talk with the people whenever they can, even if they wake them up like 2 a.m. in the morning, and we have a different time zone for Venezuela. So sometimes they hate me, but it's fine. So yeah, this definitely just taking decisions is so hard right now, but I feel that we do all these things in order to have a better game, a polished game.
So how do you guys connect to each other? You just get on chat? Do you make sure you're all on the same repo for version control? Like how are you collaborating together, specifically tools wise?
Yeah, okay, that's very interesting. We are using Unity, as I said a bunch of times, and we just communicate with a Facebook chat. I know it's the most primitive way of talking, and
Yeah, like a Facebook group or something.
yeah, exactly. Very, it's not.
That's a pretty good system if it works for you. You're in a small enough team that it kind of doesn't really matter how it works as long as everyone's comfortable with it.
Yeah, and because we don't go like a place to work. We're just working each person in their own house, for saying away. We just Facebook is so much accessible that if you have to be in an office and all of that, and we have a repository with GitHub. I access through Tortoise. The other ones through GitHub tools. Every time we're just committing each part of the games and all of that, and we have some meetings through Facebook chats. Yeah.
Very cool. So it answered the question too of like what, for your experience, Victor, what have you learned at this conference?
Yeah, I mean, as I say before, I didn't say it. Before I was like in other conventions, like in other shows, but it was mostly in Venezuela, right? So this is definitely bigger than that. But the gameplay testing is like one of the main things that we have learned, and I always love to see people playing just to learn new things. Like there are like new mechanics that I just learned just seeing people play in the game, and new things that we would like to add or remove just seeing the people playing the game, like main core things that you, because sometimes we have like a big idea like this will work, like no no no, and then we see no, it didn't work. It didn't work at all, so we have to remove it, you know.
Do you have any plans for showing the game off again in other conventions in the future? Like, what are the next steps after this?
We're gonna be in the PlayStation experience that is gonna be in December. We're trying to go to PAX in Texas also, and the other PAXs too. So definitely on the GDC. So we definitely want to go everywhere with this game.
Get in front of as many people as possible. Start building up your brand.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It was really weird because we released a teaser trailer on the PlayStation channel, and it didn't show anything. It doesn't show anything of the mechanics, right? So as I say before, this is the first time that we actually show to the people like what is the game is about. You know, before it was just the narrative and what is going to be the aesthetic choice that we took. But now it's okay. Now how I play it, how is the narrative? How you're going to tell me the story. You know, so that was pretty interesting.
All right. So imagine if I had a time machine, and you guys could go back in time right to before you started the project, but you had 30 seconds to tell your past self something. What would you say?
Do you want to start? Do you want to start?
Go ahead.
Oh. Okay. How much time did you say?
So like, what advice would you give yourself? Like, what mistakes would you want to prevent, or maybe not prevent mistakes? Like, you learned from those.
Definitely, I will. I was too straight to one approach to the game, and that definitely changed everything when I did playtesting. So, but I think that I wouldn't change anything right now because definitely I learned so much of this experience that if I wouldn't be passed through this experience, that will be I wouldn't be me right now, and he wouldn't be he, and none of us in the team will be like what we are right now.
I would just go far enough back in time to tell myself to get involved in games earlier. So
Yeah, just start sooner.
yeah, but yeah, that's about it.
Oh, very cool, very cool. I always like to round out every show by talking about games we've been playing lately as well. So I'll start. I'll admit I finally downloaded Hearthstone and have actually been playing that. It's, big game, but it's really, really enjoyable. It kind of helps that I'm a big WoW fan. Have you guys played it?
I haven't actually. I have to admit.
Yeah, it's just a like Magic the Gathering type card game thing for the Blizzard world. And it's just got all of those reward mechanics right away where it's like I play it and it's just, instant feel good sounds and effects. So it's one of those games that I could probably sink hundreds of hours into if I ended up having hundreds of hours again in my life. I don't know if I ever will, but
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
I want to start actually competing with it too, like get good enough to actually challenge other people. But this is me after putting like 3 hours into it as of this point. So we'll know if I'll have more time to actually play it.
Yeah. That's one of the core things that later. I mean, right now I don't have like enough time to play games. I love games, but that thing. But yeah, I heard a lot about Hearthstone. I heard that it's amazing.
So what have you been playing though? Like what games have been like really appealing to you for last few months?
There are PT definitely changed our mind.
Yeah. I just want to PT. Well, it was a demo.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it really changed my mind about horror, about suspense, about everything that has to do with just scaring people, and how there's much more to it. It inspired me in a very creative way, and that's been a demo or something. I think. Well, I'm gonna speak for Victor for a second because he hasn't mentioned Raymond at all, and like that's kind of I think he should talk about that in a second. I'm on the same boat. I haven't had too much time. I've been playing a lot of PS Vita games just so I can, I have to play PS Vita now, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to get
You
used to
try
it.
out what's else out
Yeah.
there, right?
So I played. I tried Persona 4 for the first time recently. That's been a great RPG
Everyone
experience.
keeps trying to tell me to play it because
Yeah.
I know I'm going to love it, but it's
Yeah.
one of those like many hour games.
Yeah, it is many hours. It's like that. So I kind of had to stop a little bit. I'm at a midpoint now, so I can't really, because I know this is a game I just sink into, and yeah. So Persona 4, I guess, has been what I've been playing, and yeah, that's about it.
Of other, yeah, he said it, like, of other games that I just play. I recently played Bioshock Infinite. I know there is a thing or something like that,
Mhm.
but like I think there is something great. It teach me a lot. Like, I didn't personally like the final plot twist, but I really think that that's the vision of someone, right? And I respect that in a AAA game. You know, like, you can see, even if you like it or not, this is this was his approach to that subject. So that is totally valid and really appreciate.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job cinematic wise in that game. I think that was the biggest problem with it for me
Mhm.
was the disconnect between the gameplay and the story. Because so many games are gameplay first and then tack on a story, and games that do it right do the story early. And this was the opposite. It was a game tacked onto an
Yeah.
amazing storytelling experience, and the
Yeah.
gameplay was just like, oh, we got to make it Bioshock again. Let's make these weird vigors thing,
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
like
it is.
call back to the original, and it didn't make sense in the world. And I think it would have benefited if it was a different kind of game.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you see how the Bioshock franchise, I mean, since System Shock and all of that, I mean, from what it was to what it is right now, I mean, this one in terms of gameplay is like very straightforward shooting of you.
Yeah, lots and lots of cops come at you for no reason
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, and the blood
And
suddenly.
again, it made total sense in Bioshock when there's all these disconnected groups and crazy madmen. And then, like, in this one, it's
Exactly.
all like, wait, cops? Everyone in this town's like a police officer?
Yeah.
This whole make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's like it makes sense in Raptor if you.
And yeah, it's like video games, right? But like, it's a video game that prides itself on its storytelling. So
Exactly.
those kinds of glares stand out because everything else about the game is super polished and close to perfect.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely. Do you want to add something to that?
I mean, yeah, I just felt like that about Infinite. It's been a while since I completed it, but after thinking about it a lot, I did have it just didn't fit. It was like in a flash, it was great, but then in retrospect, I had a lot of issues with it. I had a lot of issues with the 2-gun limit for no reason really in that type of game. There shouldn't be in a gameplay mechanic. Restriction like that. Secondly, while the story was great, I didn't appreciate too much the little diversion that they had with the whole. I think it's great to talk about slavery, but I kind of felt like they just talked about.
They were
it.
like really heavy-handed
Yeah.
with like, look, these guys are racist. You
Yeah.
should hate them because they're racist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, but it would have been better if they didn't do that. Like, make you the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't want to spoil it or anything, but the game is about morality in a
Yeah.
lot of ways, and to have such a black and white, pardon the phrase, morality of just these guys are all ultra racist.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary to tell the story.
Yeah, because like it's still the same. Okay, we can't really reference what the twist is, but you can't. I believe that people can't change that much, or they can be like either like really great people or big racists. So I don't know. I had this disconnect with Booker as the main character, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. He was definitely a bit of a blank slate.
Yeah. This all too often.
But I mean,
blank slating.
to be fair, that's what it was in Bioshock before,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And they did a
true.
really good job.
But it's so fit with the character. Like by the end,
Mhm.
I feel like he's a blank slate, but he is a blank slate. That's the whole point of this character is being
Yeah.
a blank slate.
But
because
Booker
that's
is not a blank slate. He
Yeah.
has a lot more personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
They just as he said, like, the other game that I played so much was Rayman Legends.
Mhm.
I think that is amazing. You don't see a lot of AAA 2D platforms games. So it was amazing just to have this
I'm a
polished
huge Rayman
experience.
fan. Like
Yeah.
I just love those games so much.
Yeah.
I've never played a Rayman game I hate. I've played Rayman games that aren't my favorites,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I've never played one that I didn't enjoy or just had a good experience.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's so polished, like this experience. I have actually like I love Legends and I love the level design of Legends, but there I have a problem is with these new characters that are just like skins. They don't have like any ability or something new or any skill.
Yeah, they're just the same thing, just different looking.
And I know this is something very basic that really helped us a lot in Klaus. Like Rayman Origins had a story. It is a simple story, right? But like at least you have like a goal to go through the end. One thing that pull me away of Rayman Legends is the fact that okay, now the levels are like in a castle, and now the levels are in a jungle, but there is no purpose in the story for why the environment changed. I just need something small, like I don't know, Mario
And now
just
we enter a
fighting.
cancel, just
Yeah,
having a reason.
yeah, exactly. Please, at least a time machine kind of plot, but
Makes
something.
sense,
Yeah,
makes sense.
but it was great. I love that game.
All right. Well, if you want to find more episodes of the show, you can go to beindynow.com, get past episodes, show notes, cool stuff like that. If you want to find more about me, go to my blog. That's tobiahmarks.com, where I have all sorts of interesting articles relating to game development, hopefully interesting, and resources for game developers. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Tobiah Marks. Where can we find out more about Klaus and all you guys?
Thank you.
Yeah, what's your website?
Yeah, sure. You can find us. You can check out our website www.lacosa.net. Right. It has a dash. It's a dash, right? Is it the horizontal little line?
Okay, we'll also have a link to it below in the show notes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just help people out. You
Okay.
guys have a personal Twitters too? You anything you want to plug? Here, hand the mic to make there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How is it called this thing?
The @ symbol.
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
The @ symbol. La Cosa Ent, like LACOSAENT. I hope that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for sitting down and talking with me.
Thank you for inviting us. That's amazing. It was amazing experience.
And for everyone else out there, go out and make some games.